Hello all, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today is the day 2 of book reading. So before let's start with the introduction. That's mine. That is, I am a law of attraction coach and the author of the book High Vibes: A Journey to an Abundant Life. So let's begin with the book reading of the Ask and It Is Given by Esther and the Jerry Hicks. So let's begin. So yesterday we have stopped that the tape recorder clicked off and we both felt mild disappointment that our extraordinary experience was finished. Sheila's assistant asked us if we had one last question. Would you like to know the name of your spiritual guide? She asked. I would have never asked that, for I had never heard the term spiritual guide. But it sounded like a good question. I liked the idea of the guardian angels. So I said, yes, please. Could you tell me the name of my spiritual guide? They said, we are told it will be given to you directly. You will have a clairaudient experience and you will know. What is clairaudient experience? I wondered. But before I could ask my question, Theo said, with a tone of finality, God's love unto you. And the Sheila opened her eyes and sat up. Our extraordinary conversation with Theo had ended. After Jerry and I left the house, we drove to Lookout Point on the side of one of the Phoenix Mountains and leaned against the car, staring off into the distance, watching the sunset. We had no idea of the transformation that had taken place within us that day. We only knew that we felt wonderful. When we returned home, I had two powerful new intentions. I was going to meditate, whatever in the world that meant, and I was going to find out the name of my spiritual guide. So we changed into our robes, closed the curtains in the living room, and sat in two large wingback chairs with an etegre between us. We would be encouraged to do this together, but it felt odd, and the etegre helped to mask the strangeness for some reason. I remembered Deo's instructions: sit in a quiet room, wear comfortable clothing, and focus on your breathing. So we sat, so we set a timer. So we set a timer for 15 minutes and closed my eyes and began to breathe consciously. In my mind, I asked the question, who is my spiritual guide? And then I counted my breath in and out, in and out. Right away, my entire body felt numb. I couldn't distinguish my nose from my toes. I was strange but comforting sensation, and I enjoyed it. It felt as if my body was slowly spinning, even though I knew that I was sitting in a chair. The timer rang and startled us, and I said, let's do it again. Once more, I closed my eyes, counted my breaths, and felt numb from the head to toe. Again, the timer rang and startled us. Let's do it again, I said. So we set the timer for the another 15 minutes, and again I felt numbness overtake my entire body. But this time something or someone began to breathe my body. From my vantage point, it felt like rapturous love moving from deep inside my body outward. What a glorious sensation! Jerry heard my soft sounds of pleasure and later said that to him. I have appeared to be breathing in scarcity. When the timer went off and I came out of the meditation, my teeth chattered like never before. Burst would be a better word for the experience. For nearly an hour, my teeth burst as I tried to relax back into my normal state of awareness. At time, I didn't realize what had happened, but I know now that I, I had experienced my first contact with Abraham. While I didn't know what had happened, I did know what I did know that whatever it was good, and I wanted it to happen again. So Jerry and I made the decision to meditate every day for 15 minutes. I don't think we missed a day in the next 9 months. I felt the numbness or feeling of detachment each time, but nothing else extraordinary happened during our meditations. And then, right before Thanksgiving of 1985, while meditating, my head began to move gently from side to side. For the next few days during meditation, my head would move in that gentle flowing motion. It was a lovely sensation that sort of felt like flying. And then, on about the third day of this new movement during meditation, I realized my head was not randomly moving about, but it was as if my nose was spelling letters in the air. M N O P is what I realized it was. Jerry, I shouted. I'm spelling letters with my nose. And with those words, rapturous feelings returned. Goosebumps covered my body from head to toe as this non physical energy rippled through my body. Jerry quickly took out his notebook and began writing down the letters as my nose wrote them in the air. I am Abraham. I am your spiritual guide. Abraham has since explained to us that there are many gathered there with them. They refer to themselves in the plural because they are a collective consciousness. They have explained that in the beginning, the words I am Abraham were spoken through me only because my expectations for my spiritual guide was singular, but that there are many there with them, speaking in a sense of word with one voice or a consciousness of thought. To quote Abraham, Abraham is not a singular consciousness as you feel that you are in your singular bodies. Abraham is a collective consciousness. There is a non physical stream of consciousness, and as one of you asks a question, there are many, many points of consciousness that are funneling through what feels to be the one perspective, because there is, in this case, one human, Esther, who is interpreting or articulating it. So it appears singular to you. We are multidimensional, multifaceted, and certainly multi-consciousness. Abraham has since explained that there are not whispering words into my ears, which I am then repeating for others, but instead there are offering blocks of thoughts like radio signals, which I am receiving at some unconscious level. I then translate those blocks of thoughts into the physical word equivalent. I hear the words as they are spoken through me. But during the translation process itself, I have no awareness of what is coming or time for recollection of what has already come. So here we are going to stop today. So see you tomorrow for the next book reading of the same. That is the what exactly Abraham is going to tell the Jerry and the Esther through his consciousness. So see you tomorrow. Till that time, love you all. Keep reading. Keep smiling.